I can say with near 100% certainty that you're watching this from Earth. That may seem obvious, but why here? Why do we live on Earth of all places? In a universe so vast and expansive, surely there are other planets fit to support life, right? Well, looking around in our local solar system, you might not be so sure. Seeing planets like Venus with searing temperatures and acid rain, and Neptune with freezing 2,000 km/h winds and no solid surface could lead you to believe that Earth is the only habitable planet there is. However, when we widen our lens to outside our solar system, we can take a closer look at some interesting exoplanets. Exoplanets are planets that are found outside of our solar system, and a vast majority of them are completely uninhabitable, with a variety of temperatures, compositions, and atmospheric conditions. The reason why Earth is habitable in the first place is that our orbit fits right in the Sun's habitable zone, which is an orbital radius around a star where water can form without evaporating or freezing. It's within these habitable zones where distant exoplanets can theoretically harbor life. But of all the exoplanets we've discovered, the most likely candidate for life is Kepler 452b. Kepler 452 is located 1,400 light-years away from us in the constellation Cygnus, and is a G2 type star, just like our Sun. However, because of its 1.4 billion years of seniority on our Sun, it's about 10% bigger and 20% more luminous. And orbiting just 1.05 astronomical units away is the exoplanet Kepler 452b. With a mass of 3.29 Earth masses and a radius 1.7 times larger than Earth, Kepler 452b well and truly deserves the classification of super-Earth, and has even earned the nickname Coruscant for its age and similarity to Earth. 452b fits comfortably within Kepler 452's habitable zone, and, as of our most recent studies, we're between 49 and 62% confident that the planet has a rocky surface. However, while 452b has a similar axial tilt to Earth, its orbital inclination is nearly 90 degrees, essentially rotating the Earth 90 degrees along its tangential velocity vector while maintaining its current orbit and tilt. We're not entirely sure what Kepler 452b's atmosphere is made of yet, but through various studies comparing 452b with Earth, we believe that the planet is habitable if the CO2 levels there are equal to or less than those of modern-day Earth. If CO2 levels are too high, the planet's surface air temperature could increase through the greenhouse effect to the point where its liquid water content would evaporate, turning 452b into something akin to modern-day Venus. Oh yeah, did I mention that Kepler 452b has a very high likelihood of having a liquid ocean? Well, Kepler 452b has a staggering 80% chance of containing a liquid ocean, which we can conclude from its incredibly high H2O content and presence within the habitable zone. While it orbits 5% further from its star than Earth does from the Sun, 452b sits in a closer range of Kepler 452's habitable zone than Earth, and, in tandem with Kepler 452's increased size and luminosity, 452b is bombarded with 10% more solar radiation. This may sound bad, but it only increases the mean surface air temperature to about 293 degrees Kelvin, which is about 20 degrees Celsius or 67 degrees Fahrenheit for all you Americans. This is only about 5 Kelvin warmer than Earth's surface air temperature, so you'd really just need to be a little more careful with your sunscreen application. So what does this all mean? At this point, I've hurled plenty of information at you, but what's its significance? What does it all mean? What would it be like to live on Kepler 452b, and how might life emerge there? Starting with the former, based on what we covered so far, probably sweatier. Because of 452b's increased solar radiation and surface air temperature, living on Kepler 452b would be hotter, and because of the planet's larger mass and radius, there would be about a 15% increase in gravity, meaning you'd feel 15% heavier. The Sun would look pretty similar in the sky, only a little brighter and not very notably bigger. and there would be no tides in the oceans, as we have no evidence for 452b having a moon. Seasons would also likely be significantly different because of 452b's 89.8 degree orbital inclination, being far more intense from increased exposure or lack thereof, and swapping the difference in seasons from being between the northern and southern hemispheres to being between the eastern and western hemispheres. In addition to these changes, 452b's size and resultant equator pole gradient means that the planet likely has no icy poles. Lastly, 1 year on Kepler 452b is 384.8 days, as opposed to Earth's 365.25, so there'd be just under 1 extra month in each year. As for how life might emerge there, we can predict that things would begin in the liquid ocean, as they did under similar circumstances here on Earth. After enough time, should life progress onto land, aliens would likely have much stronger bone structures and muscles, and grow shorter in stature than humans here on Earth. We can safely assume this by examining the opposite effects of lessened gravity on astronauts, who were considerably weakened by their time in lower gravity environments. Should life emerge in the water, it's likely that more creatures would emerge with soft bodies and no swim bladders, similar to Earth's jellyfish and cephalopods. This is because of an increase in water pressure due to the increased radius and gravity of 452b, leading to theoretically deeper and more pressurized oceans. And finally, as the nickname Coruscant suggests, if life emerged on Kepler 452b at around the same rate as Earth, it would have over 1 billion years of a head start on us, and could very well be far more technologically advanced than we are on Earth. To think they could be out there battling with lightsabers and lasers in a constellation far, far away, just waiting for us to join the fight against the puny rebellion. Well, that's about it. All the information and hypothetical conditions I could conjure up about the fascinating world of Kepler 452b. If this video taught you something, feel free to hit the like button, and if you learned nothing, feel free to smash the dislike button. But that's all from me. Remain inquisitive, and have a good one.